What's up, everybody? We're doing something different today. We have some new sponsors. We got to keep track of the time in terms of when we start and when we're supposed to announce our do some of these commercials. And my wife, she just came in the room. She got a timer in her hand. No, you watch the timer, sweetheart. And when it's time, you just give me the 2-minute warning and then the 1-minute warning. All right. Can you hear me in the other room? Do you need to come in here and sit in the fireplace? Y'all, welcome to the Fryar Place, where the conversations are fire. What's up, Hope? I see you. Thanks for being with us today. Listen, I got a few sponsors I need to shout out today before and we'll be taking a couple of breaks during the show. Something new for the Fryar Place, but we're moving forward. We're moving up. We've got traction. Yeah. Stu, what's going on, man? How you doing? Good to see y'all. Thank you for your support here at the Fryar Place. Listen, y'all, this is the Fryar Place with Green Legion. Let me throw this up here. Let me get myself together here. This is the Fryar Place with the Green Legion Radio. Yes. We're brought to you by Live Casino. Yes, in South Philadelphia, and Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler, 102.5 Philadelphia. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me read a couple of these sponsorships. Echelon Health and Fitness, located Voorhees, New Jersey, voted best gym in South Jersey 5 years in a row. 5 years in a row. Membership starting at $8.99 per month. If you can't pay $8.99 per month to get your body in shape, something's wrong with you. We spend more money on that just fooling around. What's going on, Wanda? What's going on, Mom? What's going on, Kiki? Family and locally owned indoor track newness. Well, I should say newest cardio and strength training equipment. 3 studios, indoor pool, whirlpool, and dry sauna. Kids club. Drop your kids off. Get yourself in shape. Over 100 group fitness and Thrive personal training sessions per week, including but not limited to Les Mills Body Pump and Grit, Boot Camp, Bar, that's B-A-R-R-E, Yoga, Zumba, Spin, Hot Bar, that's B-A-R-R-E, and Yoga, Aqua Conditioning and Aqua Dance, Mat Pilates. Good gosh almighty. Echelon members save at over 800 local businesses simply for being an active member. Members save while helping to support local businesses. Call 856-454-9276 for a free 30-day all-access pass, or go to Echelon HF. That's EchelonHF.com. Let me give you another one. Game days at Live. Make Live Casino. Live Casino, y'all know I do my work there. Yeah, Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia, your game day destination, whether home or at away games. Head to the center bar and sports and social to watch the game, enjoy food and drinks and specials, giveaways, contests, and more. Ron Jaworski's $100,000 football challenge. Make your picks against Ron Jaworski each week for your chance to win your share of $100,000, in prizes and Jaws tickets to the big game. Visit any promotional kiosk there at Live Casino and make your picks each week. You must be 21 years or older. Yeah, I was going to say 24. You must be 21 years or older. And if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit livecasinophilly.com for details. Upcoming entertainment at Live Casino. You have the best of the Eagles on Friday, January 20th. It's the Eagles Tribute Band, yeah. And then on February 18th, you have comedian Bobby Collins. Saturday, February 18th. Visit livecasinophilly.com to purchase your tickets. All right, we're in the house now. Y'all come on in the house. Keenan, I see you. Bobby Hilberg, I see you. Who is this? NFL Alumni Podcast, Raw, Unfiltered. I see you. You in the house, Justin. I see you. Sister Sally, Patrice Watt, Kiki, y'all up in the house today. We have a great guest for you. I know my wife is excited about him because my wife is and I'm going to tell on her, she is a Dallas Cowboys fan. Yeah, it's tough up in my house on the weekends, particularly when the Dallas Cowboys are playing or they're playing against particularly the Eagles. I didn't know it, y'all, until after I said I do. She may not give me my 2-minute warning now. But y'all, we have a great guest for you today. I'm going to ask him too, who does he identify with? We've been trying to get him on the last couple of weeks. He's here. He is the man. And my guest today, our guest today, is none other than the great Everson Walls. What's going on, man?
What is happening, Big Irv?
How you do? Listen, this is what I want to know. How do you, I mean, you just had a birthday, December 28th, right? And I'm 60, but you're like a couple of years older than me. How do you look so good, man? How do you keep it together?
6'3". I'm 63 years old, man. I just
Wow.
turned 6. I
So
just and I still can't dance as well as you can. All right, I still that show was so long. That was a remix, huh? That must have been a remix.
you talking about my intro? Listen, I asked everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool as hell.
I asked everybody, should I cut it down? Because my kids were saying I should cut it down. But then the fans who watch and who listen here at the Fryar Place with Green Legion, they said I shouldn't cut it down. So I didn't cut it down.
Yeah, I gotta say you should cut it down. Yeah, you
you
should cut it
think I
down.
should cut it down? That's because you're jealous because you can't
Yeah,
dance.
yeah, I can't dance, so yeah, you need to cut it down.
Let me give the people some stats about you, man, because I started doing some research on you, and there's some things. I mean, I knew about you, but there's some stuff I didn't know about you. I didn't know. I really didn't know that you were an undrafted free agent rookie when you came into the league in 1981. You were
How do you not know that? Come on, man. You're
because
supposed to know that.
because of how you played. Because of how you played. And
Yeah.
myself, I never really did follow sports. I did play sports, but I didn't follow sports. But you were such an awesome player. You were such an awesome corner. I just assumed, Doc, you were number one draft choice. You were picking off balls and running back. Running things back and holding it down, winning Super Bowls. And you were a guy that we had to account for. We had to make sure we were on top of our game when we played against you. Cross all of our T's and dot all of our I's. So I did not know. That was a surprise. That's great. That's just an account to how great you are and how great you've been. 1984 undrafted free agent, rookie with the Dallas Cowboys. 13 years in the NFL, Cowboys, Giants, Browns. Won a Super Bowl 25 with Giants. 4-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro. 57. Just take all this in now. 57 career interceptions. That's 10th all time. As of 2018, he led the league, or was it 2008? Maybe it's 18. 2018 led the league in interceptions 3 different times, and he's the only corner at that time to do that. The only other player to duplicate that was Ed Reed. I got that right? Led the
You got
league in
that.
interceptions more times. Here it is. Led the league in interceptions. Y'all watch this. This cat's on our podcast. He led the league in interceptions more times than Ronnie Lott, than Deion Sanders, than Rod Woodson, than Ty Law, than Charles Woodson. All those cats are in the Hall of Fame. All of those cats are in the Hall of Fame. One of 2 players to lead the league in interceptions 2 years in a row. This guy is he's been on the ballot for the Hall of Fame, but he should be in the Hall of Fame. He's in the Black College Hall of Fame, Southwest Conference Athletic Hall of Fame, Texas Black Sports Hall of Fame, Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, Grambling Legends Hall of Fame. what? We were just talking about it. You were on the ballot, you said last year. I was on the ballot this year for the Hall of Fame. What's everybody's problem? Why are you not in the Hall of Fame?
Man, when it comes to this kind of thing, that's when I think we give the media really too much credit. You know, we assume that they're going to do all their due diligence, or
Uh-huh.
we just assume they're going to do what they got to do and do the right thing. And it really never happens. There are certain no-brainers that you're gonna pick. And you could say Irving Fryar is a no-brainer, Everson Walls is a no-brainer. But when it comes down to it, you're looking at that, they're looking at the first pick in the draft, the one that they finally got right.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got, what I mean, like a Ronnie Lott or something. Well, you got that right. That was a no-brainer. He went to school, he was drafted in the first round.
Right.
He did his best to turn around a horrible San Francisco team at the time. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. But then there's the subtleties you got to look for in every career, every player's career. most people don't even know I wasn't drafted. Because you don't just go around talking about it.
Right.
You know, uh, when people, if you're not, if you weren't drafted, it's just the way it is. Uh, they're not going to bend over backwards to give you too much credit because you were the mistake. You were the one that they missed out on. Okay. If I was with me being undrafted, I'm always spitting in their face. My career is spitting in every executive face that was in place at that time that I came out of school. All of them were thinking, yeah, he'll never be like a Ronnie Lott. Who is this guy? He'll never be like an Eric Wright. He'll never be like an Eric Allen. You know, he would never be like those guys. They already picked me as being a guy that they already picked me as something, a person that couldn't do what they assumed that I can't do. And
Right.
so once you up the apple cart, so to speak, now it's a battle between you and those that didn't pick you. So they're always looking at you to screw up. You understand?
Right. Right.
Looking at what you They're always looking at what you did not do, as opposed to being optimistic about your career, optimistic about a particular play. I recall Dan Deerdorf or someone was doing the game, and Frank Gifford. For some reason, Frank Gifford, I don't know. I guess because I was a defensive back, he never got
I agree with you.
much love. Frank Gifford thought he thought that y'all wide receivers were open all the time. Okay, every night game. Oh well, he had him by step, but the guy came back and made an amazing play. But they should have done this. He never talks about from a defensive back standpoint about what a guy could have done. And what I heard on one of these YouTube videos, I heard him uh, put out a narrative about me that I had never heard before.
Mm.
He said, well, they always said, I can't tackle. They always come up with that. And the second thing they come up with is they said he falls asleep sometimes. I had never heard that before about myself. I, I had never heard, oh, he falls asleep sometimes. All right, oh, damn. You know what I'm saying? I wish that, you know.
Well, I can
Oh,
testify you never fell asleep. Trust me. This cat
you
here
damn well.
never fell asleep.
No, I'm looking for that ball in the air. I was a wide receiver in my mind, just like you. I'm going for that ball. That thing's in the air. I am not falling asleep.
So tell
But
me something. Tell me something. How does a guy like you undrafted? They said now this is just me reading stuff, but apparently they thought you were too slow, that you couldn't play corner, that maybe you'd be better off at safety, but you couldn't play corner, that you couldn't backpedal. How does a guy like that come in as I'm amazed by this, that you come in as a rookie, undrafted, you're not starting, but then you end up starting, and then you have 11 picks your rookie season, man. You went crazy your rookie season. What was your mindset? How did you do that?
at that time, Irv, I'm not gonna lie, nothing strategic about it. I was just trying to survive, bro. You know what happens when you see a knock-kneed, slew-footed brother out there from a HBCU.
Uh-huh.
You know, don't give no love to no HBCUs. And then they hear I'm running a 4.7. They're looking out there. Oh, look at that little baby face looking guy out there. Oh, he doesn't have it. He's got this. They don't know me. They think they know you, but they don't know you. And when they try to size you up, not only do they try and degrade you as an athlete, they actually try to make they make as if it's a testament to your character. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They try to dog the character. He falls asleep sometimes, but that to me that just shows that they're trying to show that they're trying to talk about my character as a person. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So it goes beyond the fact that you might be physically limited. They try to act as if your character is limited as well, and that's some of the things that you got to fight against when you're saying, okay, what makes you think you belong here, Everson Walls? Well, I belong here because I'm leading the league in interceptions while I'm on the bench. I had 5 picks in 5 games, and I wasn't even starting. Okay, I'm leading the NFL in interceptions from the bench.
Wow.
And that so I had to learn. I had to earn the trust of the fans, my teammates, and more importantly, I had to learn the trust of Tom Landry, my own head coach. There were times when Tom he didn't even know what he had in me. I'll tell you a funny story, Irv.
This is
My
what we
boy,
want to hear. Yeah, this is what we want to hear. Go ahead.
my boy Dennis Thurman, my boy, he was our leader. We called him Thurman Steves. I had more picks, but he was definitely our leader. I love my dude, Dennis Thurman. He asked a rookie who was coming out of a rookie meeting while we were there for a mini camp. The we called the mini camps back then.
Mm-hmm.
We were there for a mini camp. Rookies had to go their way. Veterans went our way. The rookie DBs had been in a meeting with our coach, Gene Stallings. I was 5 years in the league at that time. 5 years. I had
Mm-hmm.
already made All-Pro 3 times. I had already been to the Pro Bowl 5 times, or 4 times. I'm sorry. I had already done all my dirt. I had already done it. So the rookie comes out of the meeting with the other rookies, the rookie defensive backs. Dennis Thurman asked him, hey, Rook, what did you guys talk about in there? We just talking with the young man.
Mm-hmm.
And man, it was very strange. He said this before the meeting, as the meeting was started, we had the lights off. Tom Landry comes in and turns on the lights, tells them to stop the video. And he goes up to the front of the room. He goes, listen to me, guys. And this is Tom Landry. He doesn't hardly talk at all. He tells them, if any of you try to do what Everson Walls is doing on video, it's a quick ticket out of here. This is my head. This is my head coach talking about his best defensive back. No disrespect to Michael Downs, my homeboy from the south side of Dallas. No disrespect at all. One of the baddest safeties ever played with the Cowboys. No disrespect to Dennis Thurman. He told the rookies, don't try to do what I do. I was so offended when I heard that, but that was par for the course between my relationship with the Dallas Cowboys and myself. It's just the way it was. You've been there too, Irv.
Mm-hmm.
When you know how it is. I don't even have to go there yet. We can talk about that another time. But
Mm-hmm.
I was rightfully offended by that. Now you can look at that in 2 different ways. Are they saying that, is Tom Landry saying that I am too good for you to try what I do? Is it too unique? Okay, you could look at that and say, oh, that's a compliment. Or you could say, these young men were threatened. They were threatened. He said, a quick ticket out of here. He didn't say, you're going to have a tough time. He said, I'm going to cut you if you try to do what Everson Walls does. I don't know, man.
What is that?
If you have
Intercept the ball when it comes your way?
yeah. I mean, if you have a defensive back that can do these things, why would you deter other defensive backs from doing it? As a matter of fact, you should adapt maybe, or adopt my technique. I don't know. That's just me. But,
Wow.
that's kind of what goes with not getting the benefit of the doubt from being an undrafted free agent. You will never, ever get to that status of a first-round draft pick. That's just the nature of the beast. I've heard general managers say it. I've heard coaches say it. If they're going to pick someone, if they have a chance between a Ronnie Lott and Everson Walls, Ronnie Lott could have been just me. He could have done the things that I did, and I do the things that Ronnie did.
Right.
If Ronnie had been undrafted, Ronnie wouldn't be getting the love he's getting, simply because undrafted players don't get the benefit of the doubt.
And like you said, HBCU, we're going to come back to that. We're going to take a break. We're going to announce some of our, or shout out some more of our sponsors real quick. I'll come right back to you. Don't go anywhere. This is good stuff, y'all. Listen, we're going back to Echelon Health and Fitness, located in Voorhees, New Jersey, voted best gym in South Jersey, 5 years in a row. Membership started $8.99 a month. Come on, y'all. Over 100 group fitness and Thrive personal training sessions per week, including but not limited to Les Mills Body Pump and Grit, Boot Camp Bar, that's B-A-R-R-E. Don't know what that means. Yeah, I do know what that means. Yoga, Zumba Spin, Hot Bar, that's B-A-R-R-E, and yoga. Aqua Conditioning, Aqua Dance, and Mat Pilates. Y'all call 856-454-9276. for a free 30-day and all-access pass, or go to echelonhf.com. That's echelonhf.com. Please, game days at Live Casino. Yes, make Live Casino in Hotel Philadelphia your game day destination, whether home games or away games. Head to the Center Bar and Sports and Social and watch the home games. Watch the Eagles games. Enjoy food, drinks, and special giveaways, contests, and more. Ron Jaworski's $100,000 football challenge. Make your picks against Ron Jaworski each week for your chance to win your share of $100,000 in prizes and Jaws tickets to the big game. Visit any promotional kiosk in Live Casino to make your picks each week. You have to be 21 years or older. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit livecasinophilly.com for details. Y'all, we're back with our guest, Everson Walls. Good to see you, man. I'm glad we got you on. You know, this whole Hall of Fame thing gets on my nerves because I've been on the ballot 2 times. It does. I was telling you before we came on, it gets on my nerves. It's depressing. Like you said, it kind of makes you feel as though you failed. They put you on the ballot. They let you know that you're on the ballot. Then they cut down to 25, and then they cut it down again, I guess. And then they after that they announce, you know, who the finalists are, or who the ones who are going to be inducted into a Hall of Fame, who they are. But man, when you get on the ballot and then they cut you, you get your hopes up, and then they just chop your legs out from underneath you. And like you said, it's depressing, man. It's like, what is going on? And then you look at some of the guys who are already in the Hall of Fame, and I'm not saying this to be a hater, I'm just giving facts. Their stats are not what our stats are. I have stats, numbers, who are better than some of the receivers, many of the receivers who are in the Hall of Fame. And yet still, I make the first ballot, you make the first ballot, and then we're cut. And it doesn't, and like you said, you're an undrafted free agent. At least I got a little pedigree behind me. I'm a first round draft choice. Come on, y'all, do something.
Yeah.
But I guess that's just the way it is.
I found out because when I was up, I was they finally put me up for the Hall of Fame. I think I made the semifinalist list.
Yeah.
My last year of modern day eligibility. So I wasn't even considered for the previous 24 years at all. You know, and that comes from the fact that you've got Hall of Fame voters for your team that don't consider you. And you know, if you are a locker room lawyer or a union rep or someone who's not
Mm.
afraid to talk trash and be a man about your career and about your life, uh, then the management themselves, you know,
Mm-hmm.
your own team owners and team management, the Cowboys weren't pulling for me to go to the Hall of Fame. They didn't care. You know, we had a Hall of Fame voter. He didn't give a damn about Everson Walls. He he was instructed sometimes and just led certain ways to go a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
and that's part of the politics of that. And so when you start talking politics, then man, you can leave me in the dust because that year I actually had to campaign for this. And the reason that I campaign for it, you can say, Irv, all you want. That, okay, you know what? Screw these guys. I go in, I go in. If I don't, I don't. Do I do? It doesn't matter. But you know, there are people that love you, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That that pull for you. That you have to give your best effort for them.
Right.
It's not for I could sit up here and campaign all I want. My heart wouldn't be in it if it wasn't for my family that push for me. If it
Right.
was for some of the reporters that actually pushed for me to go in, and I mention one all the time. Everybody, no secret. This guy named Gary Myers. You know, he's out of New York. You probably know him. I think he wrote for the Post.
Mm-hmm.
He was a writer for the Cowboys, and he and I had a great relationship because my thing was about unveiling some of the BS that was going on in the NFL, especially with the Dallas Cowboys. And so, because I grew up here in Dallas, I felt like I had a right to fight for Rayfield Wright, Jethro Pugh,
Mm.
Randy, all these big guys that got screwed over by the Dallas Cowboys when it was all said and done, whether it was negotiations, what. And with me being a union rep, I was privy to all of that information. So the politics of it all is going to say, well, you know what? We're going to put Everson Walls in the back burner because we've got great players also, like Darren Woodson, deserves all the flowers that he gets. You got Deion Sanders came here, deserves all the flowers that he gets. So it's easy to put a guy like Everson Walls on the back burner. We got Cliff Harris, just made it. Captain Crash, we called him. Easy to put Everson Walls on the back burner because we've got very good people in place to where you won't miss him.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to it, you have to have one guy in your corner. Gary Myers was my person, my agent Weinberg also. But when it's all said and done, your loved ones are the ones you fight for, Irv.
Right.
That's why you best effort. I'm not gonna go out there and piss all over everything because I'm upset. You gotta swallow your pride and do this for the people that love you. Those are the ones that get hurt more than you when it comes down to that deniability.
You know what? It's amazing, and you're accurate when you say that. I see you, Troy. I see you, Bob. I see you, Marty's menu. Oh, we got a bunch of people in the house today. Keith Dickens, what's going on? Vincent Capriati, Richard Melton, Vanetta. Good to see you, Keenan. Good to see all of y'all. Again, like you said, and you're right on point. I always say this to myself, and this is what I pray to the Lord about. I say, Lord, please let this happen in terms of the NFL Hall of Fame. Let it happen so my mother can see it. I want
Yes.
my mother to experience. I want my mother to see what happened, what she produced, and
That's right.
what he's been able to accomplish. Not for me necessarily, although yes, it does change our lives when you make it into the Hall of Fame. It changes your life, but I want it
Yes.
for my mother. I want my mother to experience that. So yeah, man, we'll keep on pressing, and I don't want everybody that's listening to think that we are disgruntled, angry black men. We're not. We just give you the facts.
Just that. We're other things as well.
Yeah, not just that. And you mentioned Tom Landry earlier, man. You played for some great coaches. I mean, you played your college ball for Eddie Robinson down at Grambling, man. You played for Tom Landry. You played for Bill Parcells. You played for Jimmy Johnson. Who was the one? Who was the one that made the most difference? I mean, those are some great coaches. You can say it. It's all right. We have freedom on this show. Who was the one that
No,
made the most difference in your life?
when it comes down to it, man, your college coach is your guy. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Robinson. You um, Eddie Robinson was one of those guys. He was a savior for a lot of those country boys that went to Grambling, and those country boys ended up being a bunch of Hall of Famers, a whole bunch of Hall of Famers. Okay, coming from Grambling, especially old school.
Mm-hmm.
Big Doug Williams. Doug was a fifth-year senior when I was a freshman. Okay, he toasted me every day. I mean, I that's how I learned how to track the ball from being at Grambling. And Eddie Robinson was, even though we weren't as tight as individuals, he was an inspiration for me. Period. I had a strong family, strong parents. My dad was a baller at Prairie View. He had to drop out because he and mom had to get married because of certain situations that they got themselves into. Back you get somebody pregnant, there's no hey grandma, keep the baby. No, no.
Now they call it shotgun weddings.
Yeah. So I mean, I dealt with strong people. My father was strong, but when it comes down to it, Eddie Robinson was a reiteration of what I learned at home. Okay, once again, we weren't tight, but because I was raised so well, I didn't depend on him like a lot of those other guys did.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want him to see just how proud he could be of me because I was still a Grambling product. So I came out strong with Eddie Robinson. But with Tom Landry, just as you know how Tom was, he was stiff. He wasn't very personable at all. It's just the way it was. That was his personality or lack thereof. Uh, what came next was the best. Bill Parcells was by far my best professional head coach.
Mm-hmm.
It's no doubt about it. He was by far my best professional head coach. I had to make him, once again, believe in me. Even though I got all those interceptions against his team, when it came down to me leaving the Cowboys and I went to the Giants, I recruited the Giants. I, I told Bill Parcells and I told New York, I can help you win a Super Bowl. It is no way you can have this front seven and have DBs back there with no interceptions. I can come in here, I can make exceptions for you, Bill, and I can help you win a Super Bowl. Those are the words I said to him.
Wow.
He knows that's why he loves me to this day, because those are the words I said to him, and they turned out to be true. I led that team in interceptions with 6, and I helped them win a Super Bowl because you got all they needed was just that one piece. They
Mm-hmm.
need something that's going to make turnovers to ignite, the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they need. They were already igniting it with LT and Banks and Pepper and them. They're going around knocking people out. And defense was about the biggest cheers in that stadium. You were there, Irv. You've
Yep.
seen it.
Yeah.
Defense cheers to Giant Stadium. I needed to bring something. I brought something that they didn't have, that intangible, the instincts to help them with turnovers. Because as you know, turnovers can defeat an offense, and they can inspire a defense.
Uh, who do you identify with? I mean, we talk a lot about Dallas, and even when I think about you, I see you as a Dallas Cowboy, not necessarily a New York Giant. You won the Super Bowl 25 with the Giants, went there and did your thing because that's what you do. But man, you were there at Dallas more years than you were anywhere else. And when people think about you, like my wife is a Dallas Cowboys fan. I am so, upset. It's a challenge, man. It's a challenge. See, I guess she doesn't understand, and I mean, you know this. If you played in the league, and this is no shot at you or anybody from Dallas, but if you played in the league and you did not play for the Dallas Cowboys, you don't like the Dallas Cowboys. You don't like that. You froze. Your picture froze. He laughing. So look, his picture froze. Come on back in the conversation, man. All right, what we're going to do until he comes back, we're going to go to break. Take a short break real quick. He started laughing so hard, we lost him. We're going to go to a short break real quick, y'all. All right. Don't stay home alone in your man cave during football season, y'all. Try hanging out at cheerleaders. Yeah. $4 Miller Lights, Jameson specials, and awesome game day prizes during all Sunday and Monday football games. That's right. Stop in before and during, or stop in before, during, or after the game, and not only to see your favorite entertainers, but also your chance to win an awesome game day prize. The most epic game day experience at Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club. Yeah, Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club, where champions play. Cheerleaders is open daily from noon to 2 a.m. Let me see if Everson's back. Well, he went off. I think he's gone. Come on back in the room. I think his phone went out, y'all. Let me read another. Waiting for him to come back. The Echelon Mall Health. Yeah, Echelon Health. I said Echelon Mall. No, it's not Echelon Mall. It's the Echelon. This is my first time reading these, so y'all forgive me. Let me say hi to y'all, and then I'll come back to this. All right? This is crazy. What's up, Bob? Good to see you. Mom, I see you. Keith Dickens, Marty's Menu. I said you. Kiki, Troy, Bob Howard. Yeah, Hilberg. I said Marty's Menu. Richard. Vincent. I'm glad you all are on today. Vanetta. There he is. He's coming back in. I'm going to bring you back in. He's coming back. Come on, bro. I don't know what he's doing. Let's bring him back. There he is. You moved in your car. What'd you do?
My phone got hot, and it got an emergency. You know they do the emergency. My phone got hot.
Your phone got hot. My goodness, we better hurry up.
It got hot. It said emergency.
Yeah, because that's because the conversation turned to fire. That's why the conversation. That's what the Fryar place is all about. It's where the conversations are fire, man. You started talking about all Eddie Robinson and Tom Landry and Bill Parcells. You got into a little tiff with Jimmy Johnson.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Yeah, what happened with that? Now, when I went to, he was coming to Miami when I played for Shula in Shula's last 3 years. Shula's last 3 years, I was in Miami, and when Shula retired, Jimmy Johnson was coming in. I got out of there. I was not going to play for him.
That was a good move.
I thought it was. A good move. Yeah, I thought it was.
Well, and see, Jimmy Johnson is one of those coaches that, much as I was ready to give him all of my support. I was actually, Jimmy Johnson is the first coach to assign me to be a captain. He's the first coach that made me captain for his team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about Eddie Robinson never did it. Tom Landry never did it. Parcells never did it.
Wow.
Jimmy Johnson was the only one that did it. And I found out that he did that just so he can find someone to blame. That's all he wanted to do. He wanted to find someone to blame, and I was not going to be that guy. And see,
Wow.
here's the thing about me, Irv. I was born and raised in Dallas, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've been a fan of the Cowboys. I know their dirt. I know the ins and outs of that organization. I knew it all before I played for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was so dogged when it came down to me protecting my players and my teammates from that way of doing business. That's
Right.
why I became a union rep. That's what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And so, when Jimmy Johnson comes in and he tries to usurp my reputation, I was not having that. And he's still trying to do that. Uh, when you're on TV and you're one of those Fox sports guys with
Mm-hmm.
Strahan and Howie Long and those
Right.
guys,
Yeah.
when you bring up someone's name on that show, you always bring up that person's name in regards to them being revered.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to be someone you say, hey man, this guy was this, he was that. I remember when I played with Irving Fryar, and this guy could run the routes. He had guts. He can go across the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to bring up Irving Fryar's name and say, man, when I played with Irving Fryar, this guy was a bum, or this guy didn't do this.
Right.
I couldn't have that guy as a teammate. That you don't bring up people's name and say that on those shows.
Right.
Jimmy Johnson brought up my name twice in regards to those shows, and he brings up the moment that you're talking about with he and I having that spiff after the Cardinals game
Mm-hmm.
in Phoenix, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
He could not stand the fact that a black man and a player stood up to him and his BS because he was a freaking bully.
Mm.
Okay? I was not going to be bullied. Okay? You're not going to make an example out of me. I'm all pro, fool. You don't do that to me.
I love
And
you,
so,
man. I love you.
no,
I love you.
see, well, I think but that's just anybody that has any type of pride.
Right.
You're not gonna tell a veteran something that's not true and have that veteran swallow it as if it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and to this day, he cannot stand the fact that I did that to him. Here it is, 30 years later, he still brings up my name in infamy. Okay, he brings it up in infamy. He does not bring it up and say, man, that Everson Walls was a great player. He'll say
Right.
that, then
Right.
he'll say, but
But yeah.
he was not that blah 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 blah. And so my thing is this: I am a guy that if you are dedicated to me, I am going to be dedicated to you, and I'm going to give you all I have. And I have proven that throughout my career and even after my career was over, with the things that I've done for my friends and former teammates. And so I will not have anyone like Jimmy Johnson call me privately to this day. He's called me privately, searching me out to apologize for what he did to me. But then he goes on air
Mm-hmm.
and still shoots this same negative narrative.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to bring it out that he personally calls me and apologizes, but on air, he wants to be the guy that wrote the book that he just wrote about balls and Super Bowls and brass balls, some kind of crap. So no, but that's my thing. Don't play me.
Right. Right.
Don't play both sides of the coin when it comes to me. Either love me or hate me, but
Mm.
don't straddle the fence.
Boy, that's what the Lord said. Either be hot or cold. Don't be trying to be lukewarm, straddling the fence,
And
jumping
he
back and
is
forth.
definitely lukewarm.
Yeah, if you're with me or you're not, choose a side. At least if you're not, you got a chance.
I know what I'm dealing with.
Yeah, if you're lukewarm, you're giving sending a cloudy message. And you, like you said, man, when you're with somebody, you're like me. If I'm with you, I'm with you. It doesn't matter. And you proved that in 2007 when you donated a kidney, one of your kidneys, to help Ron Springs, man. We know, God bless his soul, he's going on to be with the Lord. But man, come on. That's a big decision, bro. I remember when that happened. I remember reading about it. I remember hearing about it. And I thought to myself, I don't know if I can do that. I mean, and I don't know if he was your best friend. I know he's not your blood brother. He's not a relative. But I mean, what prompted you to do that? And I mean, tell us the story about that.
Well, Ron was the first guy, the first veteran to really show love to the rookies. We had a special rookie class. Ron Fellows, myself, Michael Downs,
Mm-hmm.
very special rookie class. Howard Richards, Glenn Titansour, Doug Donnelly. We came in and we did work for the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
We were the two free agents of that the two underdogs of that class were me and Michael Downs. We were not drafted, neither one of us. Both of us from the city of Dallas, and we came in and we balled out.
Mm-hmm.
Ron was the only veteran that would take a chance to get to know us, knowing that we might get cut in training
Mm.
camp.
Right.
And that's always the thing with veterans. We just don't we don't want to get too close because we know that these guys potentially won't be there for a while.
Right.
But
Right.
Ron, he stuck his neck out for us. He hung out with us even in training camp, rookie year, and from then on, our families were close.
Mm-hmm.
While he was becoming close with me, my wife and his wife were becoming close as well. And so it just became an organic thing, to where we became the best of friends, even our kids, the best of friends.
Mm-hmm.
And so when Ron was going down with diabetes, and I was still in great shape, I devoted myself to trying to be in great shape after my career was up, because you know how it is. You see your family members, you see the things that they have to deal with, and I was like, you know what,
Right.
I'm going to try and prevent those things.
Right.
And so I always did. Um, Ron ended up getting diabetes, and I just wouldn't feel if knowing that he only had like 5 years left. The
Mm-hmm.
doctor had given him that diagnosis. I just couldn't look his family in the eye if I couldn't just do the best I could,
Right.
you know. And of course, I checked with doctors. I didn't just impulsively just go out and say, "Hey, man, take this kidney."
Mm-hmm.
And I did my research. I talked to the doctors, and they let me know that it would be. Of course, there's an inherent risk because you only have one kidney left, but your kidneys are fine,
Mm-hmm.
and you can afford to donate one. And that's all I had to hear.
Wow.
And so, it didn't work out in regards to him living a long life. But I do know that before that incident at the hospital, before the doctors messed up on his anesthesia, uh, Ron Springs was living a good life, and it was because of the sacrifice that I made, and my family made as well, because they were right there with me.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't don't ever look at football and try and say what kind of character a young man or woman has. You know, just because you're a coach, that may demand certain things that I don't buy into. It has nothing to do with the kind of character that I have. Matter of fact, you need to check yourself because my family and my reputation, the name that I was given by my mother and father, there's no way you're going to ruin that. And so, football or not, I tried to show, that's the reputation that my family has and will continue to have.
That's awesome, man. So you don't have any issues. You're healthy. You're fine. You can do whatever it is you want to do. You still working out and all that kind of stuff.
I am. I'm training right now for the half marathon in Fort Worth.
Half marathon. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I mean, I do some training, but I ain't running no half marathon. You running half marathons, man?
I've done several halves, not wholes.
Well, a half is what? That's 10. Like, it's like 10 miles, isn't it?
That's 13.
Oh, that's 13 miles. You run 13 miles.
I've run 13 miles. Now,
Man.
I must admit, I've been inspired by teammates.
You
Timmy
weird.
Newsom. You remember Timmy Newsom?
Yes, sir. Big Timmy Newsom.
Big Timmy Newsom. Big Timmy Newsom is now only about 215.
Wow.
And Big Timmy Newsom runs full marathons.
Oh,
He
no.
travels.
Oh, no.
He travels to run marathons. So that's so much love to him. If I travel to run a marathon, I'm not going to run it because when I travel, I have too good of a time. So I'm doing all my marathons regionally. I stay regional when it comes to my marathons.
That is, man, that's awesome. 64 years old, running 13 miles. Even when I was playing ball, my distance training was 5 miles. That's as far as I run, 5 miles. I wasn't running any further.
I didn't even like to run a lap. I hated running laps when I was we were basketball players, Irv.
Right.
That was how we showed our endurance was how many games of hoops can you play?
That's you go.
What it used to be.
Yes, sir. Yeah. But man, that distance, I mean, it's mental, isn't it? I mean, as long as your body's okay, when it's mostly mental, is it not?
It is, and there's certain things you just don't even realize about yourself. I have a certain posture that, I was adhering to, and it was wrong. The way I walked was wrong. So therefore, I had to learn how to run and walk properly, so that my back doesn't hurt all the time. Like you know how it is, Irv.
Right, right,
You got to walk a certain way so your back doesn't hurt all the
right,
time. You have
right.
to change the way your stride is. So eventually, I had to change from the way I would sprint
Mm-hmm.
to jogging a totally different way,
That's
and
amazing.
that allowed me to extend my workouts and my performances. And so, my back feels great. Did some stem cells shots in my back. It feels great. It allowed me to keep on running. And as much I don't, it's not like it's easy now, Irv.
Yo, I
It
know
ain't
it's not
easy.
easy.
It ain't easy, man. I'll stop and walk about 5, 6, 7 times now.
Okay, okay, I
But
got you. I got you. I
and now
got you.
let me be real. I did a turkey trot the other day. I did a turkey trot the other day. I did the 7 miles very well, but that
Uh-huh.
last 8th mile, I must have stopped about 5 damn times.
Wow.
Like, man,
Well,
it's
listen,
rough.
slow motion is better than no motion.
That's right. That's
We're
correct.
gonna take one more
That's
break and then we're
correct.
gonna come back and we're gonna find out what Everson's doing these days besides running in half marathons. We're gonna come to this little break right here. Listen, y'all, again, over 100 group fitness, Echelon Health and Fitness, over 100 group fitness and Thrive professional training sessions per week, including but not limited to Les Mills Body Pump and Grit, boot camp, bar, yoga, Zumba, spin, hot bar, and yoga, aqua conditioning, aqua dance, and mat Pilates. Echelon members save at over 800 local businesses simply for being an active member. Yeah, Echelon members. Members save while helping to support local businesses. Call 856 454 2976 for a free 30-day all access pass or go to echelonhf.com. That's echelonhf.com. Ron Jaworski's $100,000 football challenge. Make your picks against Ron Jaworski each week for your chance to win your share of the $100,000 in prizes, tickets, and Jaws tickets to the big game. Yeah, visit any promotional kiosk at Live Casino and make your picks each week. They've got upcoming entertainment center events. The Best of the Eagles, Friday, January 20th at Live Casino. The Eagles tribute band will be there. Then the comedian Bobby Collins, Saturday, February 18th at Live Casino. Visit livecasinophilly.com. That's livecasinophilly.com to purchase your tickets. Let's bring my man in for this one last segment. I'm trying to do business over here, man. Don't you have a podcast? Aren't you doing a
Yeah, I'm
podcast?
about to go. I'm about to go do it right now. I'm at the Star in Frisco with the Cowboys practice field and headquarters, and I do a podcast with 2 other podcast mates, Bill Jones, local sports guy, and Mickey Spagnola, who's a beat writer for the Cowboys. So
Okay.
we got 3 old guys sitting up there talking about old football. We might go down a rabbit hole. Talking about eating oatmeal or something. You know what I mean? We just talk about anything, but mostly it's about the Cowboys, and we're all homers. We all homers. I'm
Okay.
I'm I'm unforgiving. I love my Cowboys all the way, but at the same time, I still want to give a shout out to my boy Harold Carmichael, fellow Black College Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
That's my dude. I don't know Eric Allen much at all, but just always enjoyed his game. I know he's been up for the Hall a couple of times, very well deserved. And my boy Mike Quick, man, the smoothest wide receiver I've ever gone up against. You know what I'm saying? Every time I see him, I want to be him, bro.
Uh,
So yeah, I want to give a shout out to those 3 brothers especially, man.
yeah, I see those guys. I don't see Eric Allen, but I see Quick and I see Carmichael all the time. And yes, you're right. And Mike Quick, I'm going after him on the golf course. He's got a good game on the golf course. He's one of my targets, bro. I got a couple of guys I got to take care of before I get to him, and then once I take care of them, he's my next target. So what are you doing these days? Is the Ethos Educational Group, is that still going? You still that
Yeah,
going?
man.
What exactly
Yeah,
is that?
man. I have a business partner named Mike Davis, brother that played ball at University of California
Mm-hmm.
at Berkeley, and man, I call him a blurred. He's a black nerd. You know, he's extremely intelligent. Raised well by his mom, who's one of the first black politicians in the Cal Berkeley area. His mother
Mm-hmm.
was Carol Kennerly, very, very accomplished lady. And so far, he's accomplished as well. And what he does is he brought to me the attention of the plight of these young individuals, men or boys or girls in high school and junior middle school
Mm-hmm.
that are really having issues uh, adhering to the status quo.
Okay.
And it reminded me a lot of my years dealing with the racism and the integration here in the Dallas area.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we're of that age. My sisters were pioneers of being the first to break barriers, the color barriers in our school district, and so we were right on the heels of that. The people in my class as well, and so having to deal with that while we're trying to adapt to everything else in life was something that we just kind of took for granted as African American kids.
Right.
Well, you know, a lot of that stuff, it follows you. I know it followed me,
Mm-hmm.
and it shaped me the way I looked at the world. Well, I was blessed enough to be able to do something about that. Most kids can't do that. They don't have the intellect or just the resources alone
Right.
to be able to handle being different in society. And that's what ethos is all about: leveling the playing field for these individual kids,
Mm-hmm.
um, helping them with our sponsors, our partners that partner with us in our foundation.
Mm-hmm.
We deal with the Cowboys, we deal with the Omni, we deal with banks, we deal with construction companies to give these young kids a chance to say, okay, I need motivation on why I should be studying in class,
Mm-hmm.
because right now I got other problems at home. You know, some kids don't even have parents. We had one kid was sleeping on the bus overnight, and he was a hell of a football player at the Frisco school district. And come to find out, his mom had died. Next thing, he was left with the mom's boyfriend. He didn't want to raise the kid, and so the kid's on his own.
Wow.
So this is just an example of some of the things that high school kids are going through,
Mm-hmm.
middle school kids are going through. That's just so unfair.
Yeah.
You know, the
Yeah.
fact that we went through it, you know, we're better off for it. But at the same time, there's baggage that you bring with you.
Mm-hmm.
And that baggage can sometimes lead to inabilities to have relationships or even business relationships. So we try our best to give these kids the opportunities to go on in life and let them know that we are in their corner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And there are others that are in your corner as well. We're going to show you that path to get there to those that care.
That's awesome. So how can people who are listening right now, how can they support the Ethos Educational Group? What can they do?
EthosEducationGroup.com. We are doing so many great things with Ethos. My business partner is so sharp because we're not just talking about helping kids. We have created a digital platform
Mm-hmm.
where you can come in and have access to these kids. I mean, in a proper way, have access to these kids and let them have access to you
Mm-hmm.
so that they can enhance their lives, whether it's through work, whether it's through social programs, or whether it's through business.
That's awesome, man. Ethos. That's
EthosEducationGroup.com.
ETHOS. Yeah. Ethos Group.
ETHOS educationgroup.com.
Hey, that's good stuff, man. Listen, I know you got to go. You got to go to your.
Go back.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I held you too long, but
You
it's
good.
awesome.
You good, man.
But
It's
listen,
all worth it. It's all
here's
worth
what you got to promise me, because I love you, bro. We've always had this thing
love
where
you
we've
too,
had this.
man. You know that. You know
this
that.
mutual respect for one another. If Dallas plays the Eagles in the playoffs, you got to promise to come back
We're
on
gonna
my
kick
podcast.
y'all's ass, first of all.
He said he'll kick y'all's ass. Well,
We're gonna kick y'all's ass.
Listen. Remember, every time you come to kick somebody's ass, you bring some ass to get kicked. Just remember that.
I've learned that lesson. Trust me, I've learned that lesson.
We all know that. Listen, promise me if they end up playing, and there's a possibility that they'll have to play.
Yes.
The Eagles,
Yes.
the Cowboys and Eagles will play in the playoffs. If that happens, you come back on my podcast the Friday before.
You know that, bro.
All right.
I might be live. You never know. I might be live.
We'll be live. It's gonna be live. We'll be live. I love you, man. I appreciate you. Thanks
Love
a
you
lot.
too, man.
Go ahead and do your
All
thing,
right,
bro. I appreciate you. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming
All
on.
right,
All right. God bless you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo, that was a great show today. That's my brother right there. Love him. Love him. Had the chance to watch him play and play against him. Didn't play against him that much. But that cat was awesome. A guy who was said to have been limited in his skill set, but he maximized what he did on the field. Led the league in interceptions more times than anybody else, except for who was it? The safety, Ed Reed. Yeah, led the league in interceptions twice in a row, 2 years in a row. A guy that was from a HBCU school, Everson Walls, Grambling, undrafted free agent, comes in and shakes up the league. Awesome. Comes in as a rookie and has 11 interceptions, which is still a team record. It's tied now, but it's still a team record to this day. As a rookie, undrafted free agent, Tom Landry. That's Everson Walls, y'all. We appreciate you. Listen, thank you for being with us here today at the Fryar Place. We are going to chop this thing up and send it over, or chop it down, I should say, and send it over as we kick it to the Right On Cue show with Quimby. Yeah, we're going to kick it over to the Right On Cue show with Quimby. But I want to shout out to everybody. My wife, Serena, said yes when when Everson said that Dallas is going to kick the Eagles behind. Okay, that's enough of you, Serena. Thank you. You were helpful today, giving me my cues so we can go to commercials and shout out our sponsors. This is our first time doing that with those new sponsors, but we thank the Green Legion for including us and for the Fryar Place being a part of Green Legion. Thank you, Mama. Mama said, great show. Troy, good to see you. Wanda, good to see you. Vincent, good to see you. Serena, love you, baby. Stu, what's going on? Rodney, I see you, bro. Rodney Lewis, my former teammate at Nebraska, played with another teammate of mine, Russell Gary. They were both with the Saints. Keenan, I see you. Bob Hilberg, bless you, my brother. Keith Dickens, yes. Grambling, Coach Rob, you're right. Marty's Menu, good to see you, Marty, man. We got to get our thing together, get you on this show. Kiki, God bless you. Troy Oglesby, good, God bless you. Who else is on here? Let me see who else. Sally Davis, Patrice Watt, at NFL Alumni Podcast, Raw Unfiltered Football. That's right, Unfiltered Football. You heard it right here from Everson. It was unfiltered. He told the truth, y'all. You just never know what's going on. Hope, good to see you. Y'all, we're out of here. See you next week. Pray for me. I got a cold. I've been hocking and coughing. That's why I was putting Everson up and let him talk by himself for a little while, because I was turning my mic down, coughing and hocking and carrying on. But we'll get it right. All right. Thank you for being here with us at the Fryar Place, where the conversations are fire. Again, we're going to kick it over to, let me put this music on. Theme music. Where's my theme music? There it is right there. We're going to kick it over to the Right On Cue show with Quimby. That's where we're headed right now. Until then, we'll see you next week right here at the Fryar Place, where the conversations are fire. God bless you. Have a great rest of your week. Go Birds.